Hello there. I'm Helen Sadler, your destiny helper. How are you? Hello there, Prophetess Danielle. Good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining me on today. I'm excited about what we're going to talk about. And it is familiar territory, y'all. It's familiar territory. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Well, we're excited about today. Many of you have written about the blame game. Why do they blame me for everything? And it's their fault. And why don't they take responsibility for anything? And it can be right there before them. They're just not going to do it. They're just not going to do it. And if you've been with them long enough, you know how that works. So we are thanking God for coming in. We're going to use these 60 seconds. Danielle already timing out. We're going to use this and I can answer your questions and you can add in to this live. Thank you so much for joining us. I really love the input and I really love the questions that are being asked. And many of you are asking, why does the narcissist blame everyone and take no responsibility? Well, as the narcissists think a lot of time, the narcissists, because they're so self-absorbed, so self-involved, and a lot of times they can't take proper accountability because everything is so grandiose with them. They see their perfection and they see your degradation. They see their absolution and they see that you're the problem, that you're the hindrance, that if you moved out of the way, they could do more. And you're doing everything. Absolutely everything. Just think about it. You say, what? Yeah, you're doing everything. They don't want to do anything. And then if you do something and it goes well, they can't handle you getting the praise. They can't handle you being celebrated for what you're doing. They don't want you to be celebrated. They want the celebration. So if you are celebrated, they are unhappy because you're taking things that they believe, compliments that they believe belongs to them. Let's talk about the blame game. Let's talk about the blame game. Why is it that even when I do everything for them, they are not satisfied? When you live life and you got this great big hole on the inside that you're constantly trying to feed, and you're trying to feed this with emotions, you're trying to feed it with people, you're trying to feed it with control, you're trying to feed it with compliments, that can get very, very limited. People get tired of complimenting you all the time. People don't want to be controlled, so they start to fight back. And when you start to fight back, the narcissists call you a problem maker. They said that you're causing problems. Why? Because in the mind of the narcissist, they're doing everything for you. Without them, you will have nothing. That's what they're thinking. And you're thinking, but I'm doing everything. I go to work, I pay all the bills. Anything good happen, it's me, and I share that with you. The narcissist doesn't see it as sharing. They think that because of their presence, you are doing what you are doing. Because of their presence, you have the ability to do what you're doing. Just think about this. Major delusions. Major delusion. And so you go forth saying, I refuse to be blamed. The narcissist has a hole in themselves. They usually see what's wrong with themselves. And they see that everything you have is what they wish they could have. They can't feel and be compassionate like you can be compassionate, be sensitive like you can be sensitive, impervious to situation and circumstances is what they deal with. So you will wonder, why am I staying here, taking this blame? Have you ever got a promotion on your job, elevated on your job, and you ran home to tell your husband who's a narcissist, who have the characteristics of a narcissist, and you see the hate as you begin to describe how they blessed you, how they celebrated you, how they rewarded you. And sometimes that narcissistic stare comes into view. The eyes turn black, and what sees through the eyes is total hatred. And it's a piercing hatred. Unlike when people say, I hate you, this hatred pierces to the bone. You've never seen a hatred like this. You never felt a hatred like this. And it's all because you were celebrated. And the narcissist tell you, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have that. The reason you have that is because of me. If you would do what I tell you, you would have got more than that. And I mean, the promotion is outstanding. It is a great promotion. It gave you a tremendous increase in income, an increase in status, gave you more liberty on the job. And what the narcissist said, that ain't about nothing. The only reason they gave you that because they're going to sabotage you. Hello there. How are you? Thank you so much. Praven, how are you, Praven? Thank you so much for joining us. Okay. Danielle, make sure you're on it. We don't want any trolls on. And so he blamed you. Blame is when they take your good and speak bad of you and then fault you for the good. She says it's like they use blame in ordinary communication to exert and maintain a sense of control over you. They are never really happy for any of your accomplishments. Danielle, you are so right. They're not. They're not happy. They can't be because they don't know what happiness is. Happiness to you from them, they feel like they're losing control. It's giving you more control than you're worth. Think about it. So they don't want you happy. Why? Because they're not happy. The narcissist is constantly exploring. They have a problem with being devoted and faithful in relationship. And you got some, not all narcissists cheat. Let me tell you that. Most of them, probably about 90% of them or more do. But all narcissists don't cheat. But you got some of them, based on the type of narcissist, cerebral, mind play. They play with your mind. Thank you, Danielle. They play with your mind, constantly playing mind games. And one thing they love is gaslighting, because gaslighting make you feel like you're crazy. They do things, move things, deny things that you've seen, but they stay with it that you didn't see it. And the things that you heard them say, they said they didn't say it. You write it down. You can even have a tape recorder. And you know what they'll say? I never said that. And you're like, here it is on the tape. You push your tape and you hear them saying, you did that. That is not even my voice. And it is their voice. And they're so adamant about it until you start doubting yourself. And then you know what they say? You are always accusing me. You are always coming after me. You won't let me be who I am. You won't let me love you. You won't let the good of me come out. And the truth of it is, it's the total opposite. So Danielle, you are absolutely right. They take the sense of blaming as control, and they're never going to praise you for your accomplishment. They cannot handle your accomplishment. Your accomplishment makes them look small, and their accomplishment make them look bigger. So they don't want to talk about your accomplishment. They want to talk about their accomplishment. And so they're always blaming you. You always bringing your accomplishment to me. Hey there, Karen. How are you? She said, refusing accountability for their action is raised to a sadistic art form by the narc. She said the ex would blame everyone but himself for the evil things that he said or did. Usually, everything was my fault. Absolutely. And like Daniel said, it's a form of control. When you seem helpless, they seem powerful. Think about that. When you seem helpless, they seem powerful. A relationship or a situationship with the narcissist is about power. It's about control. It's about them. Once you remove those variables out of the situationship, you don't have anything. Danielle said the narrative is so distorted, making you question your own perception. See, that's what I was talking about, that gaslighting. That gaslighting will make you feel like you're elusive. That gaslighting will make you feel like you're crazy. The gaslighting will make you feel like you're losing your mind. You know you saw that. You know you heard that. You know that that is the case. But they are so adamant. The narcissist, especially a skilled narcissist, the upper mid and the greater narcissist, they've done this 1,000 times. They're so used to denying truth and then get you to deny your truth, the truth that you saw. Now you are in question whether you've seen it or not. You got it on tape. You got it on the recorder. And now you're in question. Like Daniel said, you are actually doubting your own perception because you don't know what's real and what's not real. Come on now. The narcissist is an expert accuser. They're expert at it. Nobody but the devil can accuse you like a narcissist. And they need you to feel that tall. No matter what you do, you can be the CEO of the company. You can be a major investor in a company. You can be the primary operator as a supervisor, as a manager, as an orchestrator, as a developer. And guess what? All of that will be denied by the narcissist. Everybody else will praise you. Everybody else will see your good, but the narcissist won't. And the narcissist say, you are so prideful. You are so lifted. When you come home, you want everybody to serve you. You try to make everybody feel like a slave. And really, the narcissist is telling off on themselves what they are doing. You want to make everybody feel like a slave. It's your fault that we can't do what we need to do because you keep pressing us down, pushing us down, devaluating us, telling you everything the narcissist is doing. And as your ears are hearing this, you're thinking, what? You're the one who's doing that. And the narcissist said, I'm not doing nothing. I'm trying to build you. Without me, you will not have that praise report. And yes, Danielle, the narrative, it is seriously distorted. It is seriously disillusional. And if you don't deal with it, you will start acknowledging and questioning whether you're in your right mind. Could they be right? No, they're not right. They are not right. But they don't want you to be right. And what you do is when you start to question yourself, the narcissists know I'm effective. And what they do, they start drilling their nail all the way in. They start going all the way in. You're in doubt. You're in disillusionment. You're in question. And when you keep questioning yourself, next thing you know, you got brain fog. She said, it's actually suffocating. It is. And they meant to do that. It's like a python that wraps itself around you and choke all the breath out of you. Narcissists fly into a rage when I remind him of a doctor's appointment. Later that day, will blame me for not telling him the night before. Start recording me telling him. So you start recording yourself telling, and it don't matter. Because if he late, he miss it. He said, you gave it to me too late. You recorded it and you wanted me late. That's why you gave it to me late. You knew you couldn't give that to me at that time. You knew you should have gave it to me earlier. And the truth of it is, if it weren't for me, you wouldn't have never went to any appointment. The blame game. Hello there, Austin. How are you? Yes, God is good all the time. Thank you so much for joining us on this evening. We're talking about the blaming narcissist. When the narcissists begin to blame you, and they blame you for everything, nothing is never their fault. It's always your fault. No matter how much you do for them, no matter how you try to undergird them, no matter how you try to strengthen them, like Karen said, she would tell him about his doctor's appointment, remind him of his doctor's appointment, and he would get mad at her because she didn't tell him the day before. And she had to start taping herself. Austin said, true. She had to start taping herself, telling him about the appointment. It doesn't matter what you do. Have you ever seen a person who never satisfied? No matter what you do, no matter how you do it, they are never, ever satisfied. You can never please them. I mean, they want a cake, you cook the whole cake and give them to them. They're angry because they think you're trying to make me fat. You know, all you had to do was give me a piece. You give them a piece, you're trying to take the whole cake. That's why you're fat. So it doesn't matter what you do. Blame is going to come. Blame is going to happen. And it's a useless argument when the narcissist is blaming you. Why? Because with that word salad, they're just going to go round and round. You never resolve an issue with a narcissist, because just when you get to the bottom of it, because they're irresponsible, don't want to take responsibility for it, they start all over from the beginning. And that's why when they argue with you at night, expect it to be all night. Why? Because you got to get up that morning. The narcissist is like a vagabond. They don't need all the sleep you need. You need rest. They are restless. Karen says, exactly right. Start setting the alarm on my cell phone and tell him for 3 days in a row at different times of the day. She said, day of the appointment, he blamed me for telling him too much, and now he's not going. Yeah, you're just going to hurt yourself. How do you stay emotionally safe around these individuals if you have no choice to be around them? Danielle, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. If you find out, most people that were a narcissist, the instructions they give you is to go, to make a way of relief. Because when you're around unchangeable states and status, you're going to always get that behavior. You're going to always get that language. You're going to always get that attack, because the more they attack you, the better they feel, the stronger they feel. So you are the object of focus. And being the object of focus, they're going to attack you at every level, because the more they attack you, the more they drain you. The more they drain you, the less you do. And next thing you know, you don't feel the energy to do anything. So you got to build yourself up emotionally. Positive reinforcement. If you can get at least 2 friends that is not connected with the narcissist and be around them, where they can strengthen you and they can speak life into you. Go to the library, read, get audiobooks, listen to audiobooks, get the word. If you're a Christian, pump that word in prayer. Pump it. Because when you first start listening, it's not necessarily a belief system. It's just an activity. It's just knowledge. But as you keep listening to it and meditating on it, that knowledge become a lifeline. When it becomes a lifeline, that's when your mind changes. So you got to put positive inspiration into the mind. She said, please hit the like button to show your support. Thank you so much, Karen. You know, you got to see, just as hard as the narcissist is working against you, you have to build yourself up. You have to take time to build. You have to. Because when you're being torn down 24 hours a day, that's not easy. Hello there, Austin said, what do you think is the best way to deal with a person like that? I have a guy I work with that is just like this, and I don't know how to handle him without getting into an argument. But you're feeding him. When you argue, Austin, that's what he needs. He needs negative energy. He needs reactive emotions, because that is a reactive attack. That's reactive abuse. So they purposely come to you, and you got to watch it, because they'll do it when the boss around. The boss won't see what they did. They only see what you did. They didn't hear what he said. They hear what you said. And then if they put it on tape recorder, you don't know whether it's being taped or not. You got to get your bearings and know that I cannot lose control. When he comes, if you can step out of that vicinity or practice being quiet. You say, yeah, but I'll look weak. It doesn't matter how weak you look. It's a setup. And if you're at work, I promise you, it's a setup. He's setting up for the boss to see you acting up, but the boss won't see that he provoked all the reactions that you done. The boss won't see that. The boss will only see what you've done. So when you're at work, you got to make your job more important than this individual. This individual has got your focus, got your emotions, got your attentions, getting your behavior, getting your thoughts. You didn't come to work for them. You did not become to work because of them. So when they're trying to get all of these emotions out of you, don't give it. When they come around, only do the business that you have to do. And then immediately get some earphone, put it in one ear, if that is allowed. Put it in one ear and build yourself up with affirmations. I am strong. I am in control. I have temperance. I will not go out. You have to build yourself up, just like they want to tear you down. All right, Karen. Yeah, that's what you do, Austin. Not an argument. An argument shows weakness. And that's what the narcissists want. The moment you start to argue, they think they won. And if they win and you argue over this, wait till what they bring the next time. It's going to grow. It's going to get more surmountable as you yield to that. Austin said, copy that. Absolutely, Austin. Never allow a weaker person to provoke you as if they're in control. Never allow a weaker person to provoke you as if they're in control. You maintain your stance as an adult who come to work to do a job, to get paid. And I'm not going to center around you, make everything around you like you're the core of attention at this job. You are not. My duties are. That's what's important here. Hello there. How are you? She said, ever here? Okay, let's get rid of that. Right. There. There you go. So you build yourself up. And you build the energy, you build the strength, because one thing about a narcissist cannot stand strength because they don't want a narcissistic injury. So they avoid strong people. They can use flying monkeys to help tear them down. But a narcissist, indirect to that vicinity, don't want to be torn down. But now he knows that he can provoke you to an argument. I would be very cognizant of when he come in my facility to make sure that I got myself together. Make sure that when I feel the steam rising, I remove myself from that vicinity, because your job is more important than catering to his maliciousness. That's good. Good question, Austin. That was a good question. If you all want to add to that, please feel free to add to that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. A narcissist, some of these people, and the thing is, where you get tired, they get stirred up. Where you said no more, they are just beginning. A narcissist need that negative energy to feed their mind, to feed their emotions. Because most of them scared of anything good. They can't even see the good unless it's in them. They don't see the good in you. That's why they blame you for everything. And some of this is intentional blaming. You say, I can't believe that a person can be that evil. Believe it. They're very intentional. They're very focused. You may not be focused. And you got to remember, the narcissist, the way you feel, they don't feel like that. They feel that negative energy, they feel that negative vibe, and they need it like blood. Like a vampire need blood, they need that negative energy because that negative energy builds them and keep them in control. It keeps them empowered. Isn't that crazy? You said that's real crazy, but that's the way they flow. And one thing, if you keep blaming a person, blaming a person, blaming a person, blaming a person, after a while, you got the person blaming themselves too. So you got the narcissist blaming you, and you got you blaming you. Well, how are you going to win? Danielle said, I'm learning to let go of the need of closure. Girl, that's a good lesson to learn. The quicker you learn that lesson, the better you are. Because guess what? They don't give closure. If they know you're trying to get it, they purposely won't give it to you. They do not need closure. You need closure. They're going to make sure you don't get closure. They're going to keep every door open that they can keep open. Austin said, thank you for the advice. Good night, Austin. Thank you so much for coming. See, they don't need closure. Why? Because all these ports in their life are open. Now, if you look at that, that is really crazy. You're dealing with a person with all of these open ports. Do you know what comes out of those ports? With all of these open ports, and it's coming right at you. It's released right at you. You're having to deal with it. So, Danielle, it is awesome and it is good when you say, forget about a closure. I don't need closure. No, you need to know who you are, to be who you are, to be who you are. You need to grow that. You need to cater to that. You need to administer to that and keep building yourself, because once the narcissist can't tear you down, there's no need for you. Or when it's like gray rock emotions, a gray rock lifestyle. They have to feed on negativity. And once you stop catering to the narcissists have no reason to stay. Hello there, Philly. How are you? Thank you for joining us on tonight. They have no reason. And it doesn't matter whether it's on the job. Like Austin was saying, it's in your house. Like Karen and Danielle was saying. Cluster B Free says, whenever the narcissist had a narc injury by anyone, male or female, he will blame me for being just like that person and call me by their name, walk on eggshells to avoid getting blamed. He would rage anyway. Wow. He was rage anyway. That's why I was saying, no matter what you do, you can't please a person who made up in their mind not to be satisfied with nothing you do. When you got a person who had a big hole in their emotions, whatever you put in there falls in that hole. And it's a bottomless pit. It never reached the bottom. You never reach the end of it. You have to keep giving and giving, and you give out, and it's still more to give. Thank you, Danielle. It's still more to give. And you keep on giving, and they keep on taking. Narcissists are takers. If you ever want to know what a taker is, notice a narcissist. When they give, there's an ulterior motive. When they take, it's their nature. It's their nature to keep taking. So that's why, like she said, no matter what they do, Karen said he just blamed her. And then will go into a rage when she tried to defend herself and show where she tried to help. He don't want to acknowledge her help. He want to acknowledge her despondency. He want to acknowledge her disabilities. Whatever emotional disability or disparity you have, whatever disability you have in time, keeping your thoughts, that's what they're after. They're after your structure and your stability. They really don't care about anything else. Think about that. They really don't care about anything else. They want you DOWN. They want you down. Because the more you go down, the more they go up. Hello there, Suzanne. How you doing, Suzanne? She said, are you? I am doing wonderful. Can you imagine living with a person and they live to bring you down? They live to stop any good in your life. They live for your misery. They spend their whole life to make sure you are miserable. Nothing gives them comfort. Nothing gives them ease like your torment. The more you cry, the more they want you to cry. The more you love them, the more they want you to love them, but it's not reciprocated. The more you look lost, the more they want you to be lost. Megan, how are you? He said, to show how ridiculous narcissists are with the blame game. His friend's dog bit him. No matter how I tried to please him, he will blame me for being treacherous, just like that dog. His words. Isn't that something? It's almost like every act of life they transpose over to you. Everything bad happened in life, they transpose over to you. Come on now. You're not responsible for a dog biting you. You was in the vicinity of the dog. I wasn't. But yet it's your fault. Do you see how that is? Now, how can you satisfy somebody like that? How can you please somebody like that? How can you cater to somebody like that? That no matter what you do, in the end, you are going to be blamed for everything. And now listen to this. Just don't think about blame. Think about years of being blamed. Years of saying it's your fault. After a while, the confidence is torn down, destroyed. You no longer have confidence in yourself. And now you're saying, I wonder, is it my fault? I wonder if I do this, it'll get better. Maybe I should stop doing this and he will get better. No, she won't. No, he won't. Blame is going to be throughout the relationship, even when you prove that the narcissist was wrong. They are going to say they're right, and they're going to continue the relationship. The blame game is terrible. The blame game is horrific. It's the blame game. And it doesn't stop. Not with you, not with the children. And usually when you have children, you have more than one child. There may be one child that is the golden child or a child from another family. That's not even their kids. But all of the other kids get blamed. If you were a better kid, this would happen. Hello there, Sylvia. She said my ex-narc would tell me every so often, asking him if I'm dead. Yet one of his ways of reminding me how worthless I am. Oh my God, that's horrible. That's horrible. But think about it. The way a person speaks, they'll let you know how they see you. And surely corresponding reaction will start happening if you are dead. So he want to treat you like you're dead, like you're invisible, like you don't exist, like you have no meaning, like you have no value. Come on now. That is horrific. That is terrible. Danielle, Danielle says, Sylvia, wow. When a person wants you dead, how can you sleep in peace, eat in peace? Because you never know what they're going to do. When they say they want you dead, you're not dead yet. What do you mean yet? What have you tried to do that failed? You see what I mean? Then you start questioning yourself. That blame game. You start watching what you eat. You start watching how you sleep, so you are sleepless. And you're getting less sleep because you don't trust yourself to go all the way to sleep. And the only time you really sleep is you're so tired you couldn't help it. There's no flow of peace in your house because you can't trust the narcissist. When somebody asks, are you dead yet? Yet. That means there may be some actions that is being done against your life or to put you in a position where you're thinking it being done. How good is that? Wow, Sylvia. That was something. Wow. Wow. She said, exactly right. I learned no matter what someone else did to him, it was my fault. Even when I wasn't there, when it happened. She said, no matter what, I was blamed for being just like the person who made him angry. You know what that told me, Karen? Not only was he blaming you for the person, but he was seeing you as the person. When he saw you, he didn't see you. He saw the offender. And when he was talking to you, he was talking to the offender. That's why you was being blamed. And you wasn't there. Because he probably didn't talk to them. Because some coverts are very cowardice. But he brought it back to you. You had to bear the weight of it. You had to bear the blame of it. You were the cause of it. And you like, I wasn't nowhere around. You were in his mind. Why? Because he didn't see them. He saw you. When he came home, you became the person that he couldn't get back. You became the person that offended him. You had to live out the burden of someone else in the blame game. So all of those hostile emotions went to you. All of those hostile emotions went in your lap, and you were to blame as they erased one face and put another face there. Danielle said, had a narc text me out of the blue. Haven't seen him in years. Found out that that person was nearby and watching me while sending the message, waiting in the bushes for my reaction. Whoa. Now that's dangerous. Danielle, that's very dangerous. I wouldn't respond to them. I will cut them off. And be careful when you're going out. Because if they are already stalking you, they're knowing where you're going. You are being watched. If you have to, you can call the police and say they're showing up at my yard at different times, and it makes me afraid. Hello, that's okay. Let's get them off of here. Remove. There you go. Karen said, yes, sometime in a rage, he actually called me the person's name. See, who made him mad, male or female. One day he blamed me for what the first wife did over 25 years earlier. He called me her name. See, that's just what I said. Your face disappeared and the offender face. And the reason that he can go back 25 years, because narcissists don't forgive. They hold a grudge. They hold it over and over again. They don't forgive you. That's why. That's why you were called by that person's name. He was probably in one of his disillusional moments, because you got to remember, the narcissists, many of them operate with alternate realities. And those alternate realities come into play. So you become the actual character of the person that they're angry at, as a person they need to forgive. You become the actual person. If you become the actual person, what state of mind is the narcissist in? Oh my God, that's very dangerous, Karen. Karen and Danielle, she said, I never responded, but the paranoia and the fear that set up in me was real. And when I found out later how close they were, they had been violent on the last encounter years ago. They still stuck in the same place, working my emotions back from that. Oh my God. I rebuke every malignant narcissist. I rebuke evil intent to hurt you in Jesus' name. You got to be cognizant of your environment, especially if you have to walk anywhere, go anywhere, because when you rejected the narcissist, when you didn't respond to the narcissist, he counted that as rejection and abandonment. How dare you not respond to me when I'm the greatest person that ever lived? When I'm the greatest thing you ever had? They are still stuck. When the narcissists leave and come back in your life, and it's been years, they come back where they left off. They haven't been promoted forward. No, they come back where they left off. And what you have to do is protect yourself. They're not planning to. And a malignant narcissist is very dangerous. And if you had one violent encounter, make sure you make a police report, Danielle. She said in 2010, he went into a screaming, spit flying out of his mouth about this second grade teacher, blamed him for what the second grade teacher blamed him for. Thought he was on the wall. A thought he wrote on the wall. Still blaming her for being wrong decades later. That's terrible. Y'all, now that's terrible. That's terrible and that's dangerous. You know, Karen, God really blessed you to come out of that, where he didn't really think of some crazy things. That's why you went through broken ribs, a detached retina, all of these things. This boy was loony. And because they don't forgive, they keep bringing things back in sync. Come on, y'all, we got 15 minutes. Let's make it work. Let's make it work. Wow, Karen, that is tremendous. And Danielle, hiding in the bushes. What grown person do that? What sane person do that? You know they out of their mind. Make sure you make a police report, whether they can do anything or not. There is a police report, because that person is very dangerous. Very dangerous. If the last encounter was a violent encounter, this encounter can be equally worse than the last one. And they got you clocked. They're following you. They're scouting you out. No, ma'am. Call the police. As a matter of fact, keep a written journal. Lock that in your journal tonight. Now that your memory is there, lock it in your journal. Lock it in your journal tonight. And you have a written log, day and time of call, your reaction to call, his words when you call, the last experience you've had with him. You don't want to walk around a bundle of nerves that throws your physiological system offline. Yeah, you don't want it to throw you offline. You can't eat your food and properly digest. You're sweating, brain fog, fear, you feel paralyzed. You're afraid to go outside to do the things that you need to do. You're afraid he's going to try to break in the house or come in the house. All of those variables are narratives toward a mindset. He wants to build the fear. Don't let him build fear inside of you where you have to function. You're going to have to change the thoughts in your mind. Cluster Be Free, Karen said, I rejoice with peace since I escaped his blame game in August 2020. Broken ribs, detached retina, and trauma-induced glaucoma. I thank God for keeping me alive, and I learned from you on YouTube. I am free now. Boy, that's a blessing. What a tremendous blessing. Yay. Because once you're free, oh, that's the best feeling in the world. It's to be free from all of this. That's the best feeling. To know that I don't have to deal with this anymore. You can wake up and I find somebody standing over you. You can go to and fro, Danielle, without finding somebody hiding out against you. After all of these years, you show up because he remember where you stay. Isn't that something? He remember where to come. Isn't that something? The Bible says, whom the Son makes free is free indeed. Once you escape, don't go back into the trap. Don't cater to their emotion. Don't listen to discombobulation. Don't listen to sad pseudo words of false repentance. Once you have been free and they got a history, stay free. Stay clear. Stay out. Karen, I applaud that you're liberated. I applaud that you stay free. Danielle, you are definitely in our prayers. Be very cognizant of your environment. Trust what you see. And don't think it's a disillusionment. Because sometimes we'll say, nah, I didn't see that. Yes, you did. You did see that. Nah, I couldn't have heard right. Yes, you did. You heard right. Build yourself up. Take wisdom when you're going out. Because if he told you he's hiding in the bushes, and it's right by your house, you know what he knows. And then the fact that he's calling and you're not answering the phone, that's provocation. He's provoked, like who you think you are not to answer my call. That's why they need to see the police at your house. Some of them don't care, but you shouldn't show it in good faith anyway. They need to see the police at your house to let them know you ain't playing with this. Wow. I think we're coming down to our final minutes. So if you have a question for me, please write the question up. You have a comment, please place your last comment in the support, and we'll be coming back next Wednesday. Hello there, Lynn. She said, I'm a new subscriber and know the pain of blame shifting game. Just caught this live late, so I will watch the replay. Thank you, Lynn. And Lynn, look at the other videos. Put it in the search box. I probably got a video for every question that you have. And Lynn, join me next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. Make sure you subscribe so whenever I come on, you will get an alert and you'll know that I'm on live. Oh, they're really coming in now, but I'm getting ready to go. Hey, Efren, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us on this evening. We've been talking about the blame game, and that's what the narcissist does. But it's really, he really wants to impair your thinking through blaming. Because if he blames you enough, she blames you enough, you're going to start accusing yourself. And eventually, you may actually believe the contents of what they're blaming you for. And you're totally innocent. She said, I'm great, how about you? And you're innocent. But he keeps blaming you. She said, I love your videos when the supply has had enough. Oh, thank you so much. Enjoy other videos also. Eventually, I'm coming back to make brand new videos. God bless you. All right. Well, here we go. I want to thank you for being with me on tonight. It was such a pleasure, such a joy to have you in the room tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Join me every Wednesday unless I'm out of town in flight at a conference, and I will let you know. I will come on and let you know that we won't be on tonight because of this. But other than that, join me every Wednesday live. I'm Helen Sattler, your destiny helper. Thank you for joining me. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you so much.